please go look. I would love it if you would look at my content. 265 cities, 75 countries, hundreds of thousands of people face-to-face, and millions online. We have programs even more expensive than that, but that's like a common one.
Hi, Owen.
What's up?
Hi.
What's up? Good to meet you guys.
Yeah, Owen is the leader in the dating industry.
We do dating advice, and we do a lot of stuff on social skills and self-help.
And last year, the total revenue was around 11 million.
My name's Owen, and I teach self-development, social skills, and I have a very big background in teaching dating advice. And we were talking about the funnel that we built business-wise, and it seems like that's gonna be the focus of our interview today, so thanks for watching. We've taught live events in 265 cities, 75 countries, hundreds of thousands of people face-to-face, and millions online, and so on and so forth.
So what are your main products right now? Are they online courses or is it offline events? What are you selling?
Okay, so we started off, and when we would do dating advice, our main product was actually a live event where I would take guys out into bars and clubs and help them talk to people. So that was a lot of fun. And that was like, I basically got into it because I wanted to make an excuse to work on my social skills. So by teaching it to other people, I could actually integrate making it my full-time career to work on my own social skills by taking guys out into public. So we would go to a bar and we would just talk to every single person in that bar. And then after we talked to every single person in that bar, we'd go to some other club and we'd talk to every single person there. And after we finished that, we'd go in the streets and talk to everybody there. And then we'd meet up in the daytime in the shopping mall, we would talk to everybody there. And I knew that I had a very big challenge with social skills. I think everybody does, I think we all do. And so I was like, well, how could I build my life to where I was always just teaching social skills? But over time, as we began to build it more into a real business, it became everything from free events that we do. We do free events all over the world. They're huge, they're really fun. We do inexpensive events. In our case, we have ones that we do for maybe $300. And then we have more expensive events that could cost $2,000 or $3,000 that are smaller and typically a lot more personal. And then of course we have digital products. So we might have cheap things like say a book for $30 or for $40. Then we would have a digital product that usually there's different versions of that product. Maybe get it for $200 or $300 or $600 or $900, and each one has different benefits. And then we also have ones that are, like long-term mentoring programs that could be $2,500, where you join a big group and everybody kind of works on that area together.
Hey guys, if you want to create your online course and sell your knowledge or sell someone expert's knowledge, we have a free masterclass explaining every step on the way to create your own online course and scale it to millions of dollars. We also give you the free PDF with the best niches to start. Just click the link below and see you at the webinar.
So, we have pretty much I feel like in any online marketing business, there's this sort of range of products that you're gonna have. You're gonna have free ones, whether it's free content or free products and programs, cheap ones, more expensive ones. And what that does is it makes it where the person can get a little taste of what you do, and if they want to learn more, they can go deeper. And I'll get into this later because it could be interesting for you, for yourself and also for everybody watching. I think that there's a different degree of engagement that somebody has depending on what they paid. And funny enough, the more that they pay, the harder of content to learn is more applicable. Like if somebody paid a couple $1,000s, you could teach them something very difficult to learn. They're super motivated. So you could teach at a very, very advanced level. Whereas if you gave that, what's funny is if you gave that same piece of content that's really complicated, but if you gave that away for free, the people watching on say YouTube could be mad at you. They're like, this is boring, but because they just want to be more entertained. But at a higher level, they're like loving it. So, but we could talk about that later.
So 2,500, is that your highest check for the product?
We have programs even more expensive than that, but that's like a common one.
So what's your ladder, the product ladder?
This gets a little bit funny, and sorry not to give a direct answer. So I probably get offered $30 or $50 or even $100,000 to do one-on-one trainings for people with a lot of money, but I usually say no. And I know that sounds crazy, but if I'm focused on my business, I can build it for my other coaches and stuff like that all the time. And also I'm more focused on my art. Because we became the leaders in our niche, people will copy our business, kind of like, I'm sure you guys have had the same experience, and they'll copy us, but they don't realize a lot of what I created more for my lifestyle than necessarily for money. So because most of what I did was because I believe in the art form, it wasn't about profitability, but people will still see us as the leaders anyway. They'll think that we did this and that.
This is the reason why he wins.
Yeah. Yeah, so they'll misinterpret why we're doing what we're doing. Like if somebody was looking at what we did purely for profitability, I think that would be a bad idea. If they're looking for what we did as an integration of a lifestyle business that I wake up every day excited for what I do, and then combine that with something that does make money, it would be a good example. We're more an example of a lifestyle business than we are of a profit-focused business. Because if I was profit-focused, I would be looking at it in a different way. So what I wanted to figure out, I also looked at the time, you know the rapper Lil Wayne? Okay, so Lil Wayne is like this like really off-the-wall rapper, and he was getting really popular at that time. So the rappers that I like was like Dr. Dre or Eminem, and they would spend a couple of years working on a rap album, and they would get it perfect. And that's how I felt with the blueprint, was like I wanted to get it completely perfect and then sell it, and sell it for like say $600.
The digital product.
It was on DVDs. We would actually, now it's all digital, but at the time we didn't even have that.
2000 something?
2007-ish kind of thing. I had to figure out how to create content that maybe was not a perfect 10, but get it to a solid 8 or 8.5 and just release it for free on YouTube. So what I did was I trained myself how to do a free seminar, and I would challenge myself to make every seminar different. So rather than going in with a prepared script, I would go in with an improvised seminar and just try to make it up out of nothing and train myself to speak improvisationally. So you could say, Owen, make a seminar about this one topic for 3 hours, go. And rather than having a script, I would have to do that. Now, if I do a free seminar, I would like to upsell my event that weekend that costs $300. So I want to try to get about half the audience to come to that event. But because people watch us on YouTube and they love us, they're not just getting a seminar for the information, but they're also, in many ways, paying us back for all that free information, because our burn rate on free videos is a couple $1 million a year. Like we literally spend a couple $1 million a year on free videos, and
to create it and
to create the free videos, right? We shoot it as good as we can. We put a lot of effort in the content. We're always shooting
So
free
your
content.
main strategy is you become the content making machine, like a factory, yeah?
Yes.
And how many content pieces do you produce per month?
Well, we have a whole team of people doing it, so there's usually like a new video every day.
It's mostly with you, right?
No, I have a whole team of coaches, and they all do a great job. And I'm always there helping them to produce it on the back end. And so they're always producing, and then they have some kind of product that they'll do maybe once a year, and then that helps to pay for the free content. And then they do live events, and that also helps to pay for the free content. Pretty much, it's like a 24-hour-a-day edit churn, because there's so much free content coming out. So it's just like content.
Is this an editing team?
All the time.
This is he's editing.
Yep, always editing. So what happened is we wound up becoming kind of like niche-based YouTube celebrities. So if I walk down the street, people will come up and they're freaking out, and some of them are crying. And people are so grateful. Sometimes they'll literally pull their wallet out, hands shaking, crying, and just start handing me cash. Like I've got piles of video footage of this because I'm always videotaping what I'm doing. People are in tears. People will take my event and come up, and on the second day, they'll come up shaking and say, I have to tell you the real reason I took this event. There's one real reason I took this event. I'm like, what is it? They're like, this is it. This is why I came. I'm like, what is it? They're like, I just had to say, thank you. Thank you. I spent $3,000 on this event just to come shake your hand and say thank you. I'm like, thanks. I'm like, wow. But so that's what content marketing is like, is Gary Vaynerchuk, he calls that the thank you economy, which is that when you give people free stuff, they want to reciprocate. So it's a very beautiful system because you're giving free content and then they want to reciprocate by taking your program, and they want to meet you. So when they take a program with me, first of all, they do want the information, like they want to learn the skill that I'm teaching, but they also may want to meet me personally, and they're paying for that experience, and they're doing it to reciprocate because they got, most of our clients, if they watch our videos, could honestly attribute at least an extra $10,000 or $20,000 a year in income from our program. Ideally, they should be getting a couple $1 million a year in extra income from watching our videos, from what we're teaching, because we really strip it down. I mean, the stuff that we're showing them, like, I don't say this a lot because it would sound like I'm shaming somebody, but like if you can't make at least an extra $100,000 a year watching what we're teaching you, you're not applying it. So they should be making more money. And
Because you're teaching them social skills.
that, but also you can apply to almost anything. And we're breaking down how social conditioning works and how their mind's being infected with limiting beliefs and how they can rise above it. We're even showing them different marketing stuff, like even the funnel stuff. We'll show them how that applies to even social skills or dating, but then we'll even show how that applies even to marketing.
Hey guys, if you want to start your online course and scale it globally and earn millions of dollars, but you're hesitating, you don't know which experts to market, you don't know which niche to start, we have a free consultation for you. Normally, a consultation with this expert costs around $200, but we give it for you for free. Just press the link below, fill the form, and see you at the consultation.
Yeah, let's see what is there. It's pity that there is no view.
I know, but
This is the reason to come once again.
yeah, dude. I understand I'm gonna die someday. I've almost died before. So I try to make beautiful content that if I was gonna die right now, I would be proud of what I put out. So I hold nothing back. So these guys can, if they're applying it properly and they're not just negative or just victims, they should easily be able to get a huge result. So basically what you have then is you have YouTube. Now YouTube has SEO. SEO is search engine optimization. So you're basically competing for videos that will rank under highly searched search terms. So what you do is you go into a program like vidIQ or any type of resource that will show you what's being searched for, and you try to get your video placed under that, and then people start watching. And the way that we do it, there's two types of ways to go about it. So I have friends here in LA that have videos that have over 100 million views, and they have huge amounts of subscribers and so on and so forth. Most of them are broke. Because everybody thinks just because you have a ton of Instagram followers, if you have a ton of YouTube followers, somehow you make money. I'd be curious how much YouTube pays you on, say, even 1 million views.
Yeah, just.
But it's not very much, I bet.
$1,000 or a couple $1,000.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, people assume that every like Instagram model is making all this money, but at best to make a ton of money, they're probably taking a trip to Dubai to meet with some sultan for a interesting experience to get paid doing that. And that's a whole other story. So the thing is, like, some of them find ways to monetize it, but in most cases, just because you have a lot of followers doesn't mean you're monetizing it. The main thing I think that I could offer, though, as a good tip for anybody who does YouTube is a couple things. Remember I was talking about Lil Wayne? Lil Wayne, what I realized back in around 2007, 2008, 2009, he started becoming more popular than Eminem or Dr. Dre because rather than doing the perfect 10 album, he recognized that there's a lot of content coming out and you have to be able to create an 8 out of 10 on the spot. So Lil Wayne would drink a bunch of codeine, which is probably killing him because he has health problems, but he would drink what they call purple drink, and it's like this 2 styrofoam cup, and he would get high from cough syrup. I don't want to get high from cough syrup or anything, to be honest, but he would drink cough syrup and then he would just start rapping. And he would just make song after song after song after song. He'd just be rapping. And it wasn't a perfect 10 song, but it was a solid 8, 8.5 out of 10. He made guest appearances on everybody's album. You couldn't get away from Lil Wayne. He's everywhere. So people like Gary Vaynerchuk copied that. Gary Vaynerchuk, he'll say, don't make the perfect video, just document your life. It's not a perfect video, but he's out all the time. He's always has new content out. And by saturating the market with content, as long as you have some added value product that takes it to a whole other level, more people get to know you and you're always around. That whole thing of like spending 3-4 years on an album, that was a good system years ago. But the market's oversaturated right now. When Dr. Dre eventually released his last album called Compton the Soundtrack, I think it maybe sold a couple 100,000 copies. It's not gonna go like 5 times platinum like the Chronic or Chronic 2001 because people just want that drip of content, and then you make money more on the added value services. So in my own case, what I'll do is if I'm doing a product launch, people are used to getting free content. So then you ask yourself, well, why would somebody pay you for content if they're used to getting free content, all this free content? They might not have even seen your whole backlog of videos. What I do is I make a good, solid, fun to watch 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 video. And I challenge myself to do that off the cuff, nothing prepared. The more public speaking you do, the better you get, okay? And I've just seen this over and over and over. Like, I will start an event at like 11 o'clock in the morning. And if I don't have some other event that I have to teach that night, it's not uncommon. I would do public speaking till 4 in the morning. The room is literally passed out. People are on the floors passing out. I'm like, come on guys, let's keep learning. And the reason I do that is because I wanted more hours doing public speaking. Yeah, we use it for that and then for parties.
Does Dmitry have kids, by the way?
He does, yeah. He doesn't see them a ton because they're overseas, but he does.
Is he married?
No.
He was he was such a superstar that days.
He didn't, unfortunately, he didn't kind of, you know, and he would tell you this himself, he posts about it, he didn't maximize his gifts. You know, he has incredible gifts, and I just do what I can to help him whenever I can, so I always like to give him props. If you want to get great at public speaking and content, do it all the time, if you can. And get used to speaking in the camera. If you have somebody who's learning from you, that first week or two, it's very weird to talk into a camera because it feels like you're talking into a dead object, right? So if I'm just like, oh, hello there, Mr. Necklace. Like, you've got to get used to talking to, like, hi there, it's Owen. And what I'm going to talk to you about right now is something very, very important to me. And something that I think you, Mr. Necklace, could deeply connect with. Like, it's weird to talk to an inanimate object. So you're talking to this inanimate object that's a camera. And it takes time to get used to having the eye contact with the camera, to look deeply into it, to have the gestures as if it's a real conversation and making it fundamentally a real conversation. But over time, if you can get over that for about 2 weeks, you start to get sharp with it. And the big thing is that people, for example, they put a video on YouTube, people come to me, they think the second that you go on YouTube, you're instantly famous. They'll say things to me like, oh, I'm not ready to get famous, so I'm not gonna go on YouTube. Look, if you put a video on YouTube, you're gonna have 5 views. 3 of yours and your mom, okay? You're gonna have 5 views. But then they get mad that if I put a video on YouTube, I'm not gonna have a lot of views. That's a good thing. You should be happy that you're not gonna have a lot of views right away because you're gonna say things that are stupid. Like, it's almost by magic with YouTube that your following grows as your skills grow. So do you really wanna be some new speaker with 5 million views? Terrified that you're gonna say something that'll get you in trouble or make a mistake or that you're gonna regret. It's actually nice to have it kind of slowly go up. And then what a lot of these guys don't understand is you go on YouTube and create a channel with a good backlog of content, get used to speaking, then find some other influencer who's in your same niche and offer to get them coffee or to introduce them to somebody or to help them or whatever it is to be featured in their video. Pick somebody with similar type of traffic. The thing is, when you have that backlog of videos, if you can convince somebody somehow to put you as a feature in their video and you can make a good call to action, and again, that's where sales copy comes in, guys like Dan Kennedy, John Carlton, give them a reason to go look at your content, give them something exciting, and then with a good feature and benefit and a good payoff, don't just go, please go look, I would love it if you would look at my content, I would appreciate that favor. Don't do that. Give them a clear feature and benefit of specifically what you're laughing because you understand. People think it's all about them. It's not. So give them a clear feature benefit to go look at your content. Really, the language of sales copy fundamentally is to learn to speak to the other person's mind. Only things about yourself are related to them. So basically, get them to go over to your thing, to go over to your channel, and then if you've got that good thing of content for people to start exploring, they might actually stay. So do that, and then as you grow, get better at being a communicator, but remember, what you put into something is what you get out of it. Another key that I also love is look directly in the camera so they can see your pupils. I always make every video where they can really see into my pupils and they can really get a close sense of who I am. So for example, I like how when you were talking, it's a rainy day here in Los Angeles. It's a shame we're up in the Hollywood Hills. You'd be able to see the whole city. It's stunning. It's a rainy day today, but even with a rainy day, I know you understand front lighting, and I love that our camera guy here, smart guy, understood front lighting. I don't go backlighting in most cases. I go front lit. Or if it's dark, I get a little light so it puts a little dot in my pupil. Now I'm wearing black and white today, but normally if you look at most of my videos, I'll wear bright, bright colors. If I were to take you in my room downstairs right now, we'll skip that, but the point is if you were to go down there, you'd see all these bright, rich colors, rich, bright colors. So don't be afraid to stand out because even if people think it's a bit weird, they're gonna remember you. They call that peacocking. Look direct in the camera. And when I look in the camera, like again, if I was doing it to my necklace, I'm looking directly at it, deep into that lens in the camera, really deep in it, and having a real conversation with that person, almost like it's like my soulmate. Like I'm talking to my soulmate deeply in the eye. And I don't use the word, this is something that just for me, but you guys could have your own opinion. My personal view, I don't like, and you know, everybody's different, but just for my style, I don't like the word you guys. Hey guys, how's it going guys? I like the word you, because when I say, it's Owen, I'm gonna talk to you today. Anything with self-development in my experience, everybody wants to get out of it. Everybody wants to think somebody else should improve themselves, but they don't want to improve themselves. So they're always trying to put it on everybody else. No, this isn't you guys. This is you. You have a problem. And we're gonna talk right now about your problem. Right now, not later, right now. And here's the features and benefits of talking about that problem right now. And here's the fiery pain that you're gonna have if you don't talk about that problem right now. Because I care about you, I love you. I may love you more than you love you. And we're here to talk about how you're gonna feel when we solve that problem. all the different cascade of upward spirals that we're gonna solve when we solve that problem, and we're gonna have a little fun right now. Are you ready? Let's go. And I'm gonna be specific about it. I wanna entertain, I wanna be captivating. I don't mind if I'm a little over the top, as long as it's not to the point that it's complete clown and then you're screwing up your sales. And I wanna be a very, very deep subject matter expert. I truly believe that with social media getting so popular, everybody and their brother is gonna wanna be a social media influencer and expert at some point. So you wanna be teaching and have great content. Ideally, if you have content that's that great, I mean, it gets pretty freaky, but when your content's that great, if you've changed their life that much, it can be the point that about half that person's thoughts they got from you.
Hey guys, if you like the video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and leave your comments asking questions and endorsing us.
I want to be one of the best, if not the best, in every area of the business. So we have great marketing and sales copywriters, but I've also done a ton of sales copy. Like you could just switch the camera on and I could start breaking out tons of sales copy. Or we have a whole team of editors, but I want to be as good or better than any editor. So in the same way, we have people helping us with SEO, but I've had to spend a lot of hours just sad, like a lot of really sad Friday nights just sitting in there like learning about SEO and the different numbers and different statistics, but I think it's worth it.
Tell us about your team, how many people you have?
So it could be anywhere from, I mean, we've had it as low as like a 15-person core team to even like 100 or 150 people. But what's funny is like, again, I feel like people will brag about, say, revenue, right? Oh, revenue. We had a lot of our months where we have the most revenue. We went in debt to make that revenue. Or like, we'll have 150 or 200 employees. It's like, great. And again, we're in debt. So I've met people, who might have a receptionist and one other employee, and they're making way more money than we are. So yeah, we have had really big teams. I just came back from a Miami summit, and it's very beautiful to see like around 50 or 100 people there, or whatever it was we have. But you could make just as easy of a counter argument that we're too inflated, So I read books like Scaling Up by Vern Harnish. He ran EO, Entrepreneur Organization here in LA. I've been in EO, and I read that and it's like my mind's being blown because he says, a culture of cash flow is a big thing they think about. So, I'm still learning that myself, like all the different management aspects, especially hard for me too, because almost any task in the business, because I'm a quick study and I'm kind of a nerd, I could probably do 10 times faster than almost anybody I could hire. So it's so tempting whenever you hire somebody, you see them doing it, taking 2 days to do something you could do in half an hour. You just want to be like, get out of the way. I'm doing it. Doing YouTube, this is like a cool way that we kind of combined like the fun of being a social media influencer with the sort of internet marketing thing. We kind of fused the two, and it's been ups and downs of it, but I've really enjoyed it. It's been the most beautiful experience of my life, actually. It's been amazing, so.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
It was inspiring.
Yeah, thanks for hearing it out.